just gonna apologize right now for any noises in my kitchen because I'm trying to film this and they're cutting me off. So it is back to school week here on the collab, and I thought that I would teach you guys some ways that you can deal with going to a new school if you're starting this school year at a new school. If you don't know me because you didn't come from my channel or any of my social media, then you don't know that I have previously been to 2 different high schools. So since this has been my life for the past 3 years, I thought that I would make you a handy dandy video notebook about how you can survive if you're going through the same thing. This doesn't only apply to you if you moved from, say, Colorado back to New York or whatever. It also applies if you're an 8th grader going into 9th grade. So first things first, make sure you have or make one friend within the first week. It is really, really hard to get through the first week of school because you don't know where anything is, any of the people, or the feel of the school, especially if you're a new student altogether. So make sure you make or have at least one friend because they'll show you around, they'll introduce you to their friends, which could be good for you in the long term. But make sure you find the right people because if you ask the wrong people for directions, they might tell you that your class is on the 3rd floor of a 2-story building. True story. Not to me, my brother, but still. Next, if this is your freshman year, please, dear God, do not scream. I don't want to be sitting in history and have you screaming and taking the tennis balls off the bottom of the chairs and throwing them around the room because yes, that has happened to me, and yes, I did get hit twice with a tennis ball. Everyone in the school is tired, worn out, and miserable, and you screaming only makes us want to shoot ourselves in the face that much more. If you're a sophomore or an upperclassman who had the misfortune of being put in an all-freshman class, do not forget your headphones, and I am so sorry. If you're a senior and you're moving to a new school again, I'm really, really sorry. And I know it must suck not getting to graduate with all the rest of your friends. But hey, who knows, maybe the friends you'll make here will come up with an even sicker senior prank than any of the friends you ever had before. Or if not, well, at least you'll be out of high school. Something else I've learned is that TV shows are going to be your best friend. Find a couple shows on Netflix or Hulu that you've been meaning to watch or have just heard that are really good. Having something to come home to is a really great way to motivate yourself to get through the day. Of course, it might be hell because you might be stuck in class thinking, oh my God, what happens? Are Andy and April gonna get together or no? I have to know, I have to know. I can't sit through this class, I have to know. In that case, distract yourself by writing fan fiction or making fan art or watching the show on your phone on Netflix. Actually, don't do that, you'll fail all your classes. I know a thing or two about that. On a more serious note, do your homework. I know it's a burden and it frustrates you, but it's actually really helpful. Don't spend your entire night watching that show that you've been binge watching. Doing the homework actually keeps the information fresh in your mind, and by writing it, it's helping you remember it. Even if you don't understand it, don't let it get to the point where you're frustrated and angry over it. Just go on the next day of school, tell the teacher that you tried to do it and that you don't really understand it, that you need a little help with it. He or she will understand. They're just happy that you tried, because quite frankly, you're the only one who did. And that applies to anyone, whether you're new or not. Another thing is that if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. Trust me, last year, for the most part, like the beginning of the year, people probably thought that I was mute because I never talked to anybody. And I mean, on the flip side of that, don't be disrespectful. I mean, you can ignore screaming freshmen even if you're a freshman yourself, but don't ignore someone who's just trying to make a friendship. You're gonna regret that. That person could be a billionaire or have the greatest snacks in the entire world. You'd never know. Also, don't ignore your teachers. They're just trying to help and just trying to do their job. Unless they're bitch teachers, then you can ignore them. I'm looking at you, freshman and sophomore Spanish teachers. So, there are some tips and tricks, and this is kind of like an episode of Dance to Classified School Survival Guide, and if you remember that show, 10 points to you. If you want, you can follow me on all my social medias. Make sure you click thumbs up if this helped you in any way. Make sure you share if you're going through this, or if you know anybody who's going through this that you want to see it. You can find me over on my main channel, which you can find in the description, as well as on my social medias. I think I plugged that before. I'm dumb and also tired. My legs are about to give out, so peace, love, stay rad.